Mr. President, leadership of the IAFF, members and staff, let me tell you, I'm excited to be here today because I'm with all of you. And I want to thank you for inviting me to address you and to share our Burnsville story. You see, I have been the mayor of the city of Burnsville for 24 years. And I have taken time, multiple times, to ride along and see firsthand the services and the environment firefighters work in. This firsthand experience has helped me understand and appreciate and value the work that firefighters do. Let me share with you my experience during my last ride-along with our firefighter paramedics. You see, because I know that you have to be in the experience to understand what you go through. So I was at the firehouse, and we were sitting down for dinner. The food was still being plated to serve when the call came in. The food was left, and you all know the drill. I jumped into the rig, and others were in the ambulance. When we got to the destination of the incident, the wife was crying. Her husband had fallen off the ladder and wedged into a corner with his leg twisted and in pain. I didn't see how badly he was. All I know is that he was in a lot of pain. Our firefighter paramedics worked so diligently and efficiently to evaluate the situation, all the time talking calmly to the patient. And one of the other firefighters, paramedics, who is here with me today, his name is Neil Dwyer and is a captain, calmly explaining to the wife what was going on. I watched our firefighter paramedics take care of not only the patient, but the family member of the patient, like it was their own family. The professional, compassionate, caring, and high-quality care that was provided in this case is no exception, but rather the rule of how we take care of those who call for service in Burnsville. I was so proud of our team. My heart was overflowing and bursting. Now, I know that all of you in this profession are caring and compassionate people, or you wouldn't be in the work line that you are in, because you want to care for those people. During that incident, I noticed the challenges our firefighter paramedics encounter with the environment and equipment that they have to work with. The driveway was steep and it was slippery. As they managed the gurney, and when they got to the ambulance, they had to lift it. I saw how hard this was on their backs and body. Well, I decided that this ambulance needed a power lift like all the others. I can tell you that all of our ambulances now have power lifts because it's important that because you see, I know it's important that you take care of your bodies. You need your structure to be strong to do your work. And so we need to help you with the equipment that you need to do your work efficiently and well. For me, this is the value of being in the field to experience firsthand what our firefighters, paramedics go through. You see, Burnsville is a vibrant community, and more than 62,000 people call Burnsville home. Now you say, oh, that's a small city. But ladies and gentlemen, I don't care if you're a big city or a small city, our issues are all the same. They're only in a matter of degrees. So, In Burnsville, we host a regional medical campus, shopping centers, power plant, a major interstate that dissects our city, highways, rail line, numerous commercial and industrial businesses, beautiful parks, lakes, and a river. In Burnsville, people can choose to live in a suburban or rural environment, or an urban setting, or live on a lake, or overlooking the river. Burnsville is a community that people love to live, work, and play. In Burnsville, our fire department is made up of 45 career firefighters that provide round-the-clock fire rescue prevention and advanced life support ambulance service to the citizens and visitors to Burnsville. We are fortunate to have all but 2 of our members certified as paramedics. And I do know that our men and women in the fire department give those 2 guys a hard time. You guys know how you do that. Our highly professional service is provided from 2 fire stations in a configuration that allows us to provide a minimum of 2 ALS fire engines and 2 ALS ambulance for our community every day of the year. In 2018, firefighters responded to 7,000 calls for service, in addition to completing hundreds of hours of training, public education, and fire prevention. Despite a growing demand for our fire department services, the professional, compassionate, caring, and competent firefighter paramedics continue to provide excellent service and care to those in need, many times during the worst hours of their life. While the demand for service was increased, it appears that this trend will continue as our demographics continue to change. I am so proud of the service that our firefighter paramedics provide with the resources they have. 3 years ago, I was pleased when I found out our department was awarded the SAFER grant from FEMA. The addition of 4 firefighter paramedics allowed us to help ease some of the burden our crews face day to day during operations. Extra staff meant a more reliable service can be provided to the community. More calls can be covered with our resources. More tasks and training can be completed, and more interaction can be had with the community. I'm also happy to report that those 4 positions that SAFER helped fund are to stay. That grant expires later this month, but those 4 firefighter paramedics are going to continue with the city of Burnsville. Additionally, we are working on securing 2 more positions that will help fill the void created by vacancies due to turnover, illness, and injuries within the department, and those have been budgeted in. Being a relatively small department and one of only a few fully career organizations in our state, we have come to rely on building and maintaining quality relationships. We have established relationships with our neighboring communities in the form of auto and mutual aid. We have great support from our citizens, businesses, and community stakeholders. And perhaps the most underrated is the relationships with other internal city departments and within the fire department itself. Our city has found a lot of success in working with unions as opposed to working against them. You see, when I came into office, one of the things is that we're all one team. We just have different functions. And our unions are part of our budget process. We have, throughout the whole organization, over 50 budget preparers. And so our union's members are part of that process. I believe that the relationships that our fire unions have with the fire administration and other city officials is second to none. While their paths to find solutions may not always be the same, they both have the same goal in mind, and that is to take care of each call for service and provide the best service possible. The fire chief and his staff allow for the firefighter unions to have an active voice in the organization, and that is something I know that neither side takes for granted. This relationship is built on mutual trust and respect. They communicate well with each other and make it a priority to work together, preventing little things from becoming big things and big issues. The ability to put egos aside and say yes to one another from time to time has proven to be an important piece to building a solid organization. While this increasing demand for service continues, there are many trends in your industry that are being worked on to ensure you are able to take care of the community. The risk of heart attacks, cancer, and emotional trauma, as your president spoke about earlier, are all real for firefighters. It's no different in my department. We experience the same issues. While these are real risks, I know there are leaders working to research, educate, and make changes that positively impact the incidence and severity of these three ailments. I encourage all of you to continue to work together to ensure that you are all improving your health and your wellness. Our communities rely on you and want you to be healthy. We need to work together to ensure firefighters have access to the resources they need to get and stay healthy. The IAFF Center for Excellence is a great example of that resource that are needed to serve the public safety servants who keep the public safe. One of the reasons I love firefighters, especially the ones who are a part of this great IAFF, is that just because the shift may have ended for the day, it does not mean that you are done giving back. I know that. Many of you can relate to this. Our firefighter paramedics in Burnsville are no different. This year alone, I proudly stood, and it was windy and cold, with our firefighter paramedics to help fill the boot for MDA. Sold t-shirts for breast cancer awareness, being a breast cancer survivor myself. And I want to thank the IAFF because I love working with our firefighters and provide hundreds of coats for kids in need in one of our local elementary schools in our community. Taking care of people is what firefighters, paramedics do, regardless of whether you are on duty or off. Which is why I want to close with this. You, the men and women around the country serving as firefighters, give so much day in and day out. You will really ask for very little in return. I know it is your wish to be well-trained, well-equipped, adequately staffed, and fairly paid. It is our responsibility as policymakers and leaders to advocate for you and take care of those who take care of us, you. Now more than ever, I have seen the statistics on cancer, mental health, and substance abuse in the fire service. And it is quite concerning to me. I've seen firsthand the effects of stress and the physical toll this line of work takes on people. I strongly implore Congress to put in place the financial tools to help us on the local level to assist our firefighter paramedics in carrying out their commitment to their communities. So, Congress, if you're hearing me, help us. While budgets continue to rise in other departments within the federal government, the Fire Administration operates on less than $45 million a year, and it is a battle each and every year to maintain funding for both SAFER and AFG grant programs. It is important that Congress make investments in protecting all of you who protect us in our communities. I stand with you to amplify our voices to Congress to increase funding for SAFER and AFG and other legislations. I implore you all to continue to develop your profession to keep everyone safe, including yourself. I want to thank you for your dedicated service to our communities and to your profession. Our citizens look up to you as trusted professionals who solve their problems during the worst day of their life. So keep up the great work, and thank you for all you do to keep all of us safe. I pray each and every day for God's protection on my firefighter paramedics. And today I ask God's blessing upon all of you for the service that you provide. And I thank God for all of you for your dedicated service. I thank you and have a great conference.
Wonderful. You can hang with me for a second.